Universe 6, one of the most important universes in the Tournament of Power outside of Universe 7 and Universe 11. But in this universe itself, after watching Dragon Ball Super Episode 104, I noticed that they could have a big problem on their hands dealing with a lot of their characters moving forward, and in this video I will explain these reasons today. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So what is the first thing that we have to analyze here when we're talking about Universe 6? Well, specifically, the good news is that when you look at their team, they're mostly intact, as the only casualty they've had so far is Botamo. So when you factor in that he's the only loss that they have taken, they have a mostly intact team. However, there's one big problem, and this is actually dealing with Hit. By looking at Hit so far in the Tournament of Power, he is their key fighter, and when you factor in that Hit had to completely change his strategy and struggle to defeat Dipso in episode 104, shows that against the really top tier and uber characters in the Tournament of Power, Hit might have some trouble going up against him in the future, considering the problems that he's already had with Dispo. And what does this also mean? Well, if Hit is showing that he might be vulnerable to the most important fighters in the Tournament of Power, this now brings me to Kale and Caulifla. When you look at these two characters, they have both been either fatigued or battle damaged from previous fights before when you look at how much energy they used up trying to defeat many of the Pride Troopers the episodes ago. And when you factor that in, and when you also consider that if Kale and Caulifla are hiding, that shows that they're also two very vulnerable characters. So if a member in the Tournament of Power who's very powerful decides to ambush them while they're hiding or in secrecy, unless the other Universe 6 members are there to defend them, they're really in a bad spot. And when you look at how powerful Kale and Caulifla are relative to a lot of the other weaker Tournament of Power fighters, this means that if they are two of the strongest members of your individual team and they're incapable of fighting right now, that also puts your team at a handicap. And last but not least, guys, the one thing I should mention about Universe 6 that we don't have complete confirmation on yet is the three mystery characters in the Universe 6 Namekians of Sawanel and Purina. And when you also compare this to the other character who has been revealed as Dr. Rhoda, these are characters that we really haven't seen interacting in the Tournament of Power thus far. However, because they haven't been around yet, we really can't value how valuable they are, and we also don't know if they're as strong as Kale, Caulifla, and Hit. And one thing that may suggest that these secret characters are actually weaker than the majority of teammates of Universe 6 is the fact that they weren't selected for the Universe 6 tournament, so they might not be on the same tier as the characters that we've seen before unless they're hiding a lot of power and they just weren't as well known. So that might hint that they might not be as strong as the guys that we've already seen. So ultimately, guys, after analyzing everything today, I would have to say that Universe 6 definitely seems that they're at a handicap. The other key thing I should mention is that Universe 11 is also at a handicap, as they've lost 7 out of their 10 members now, so the two key universes outside of Universe 7 are definitely having some troubles of their own. And to tell you the honest truth, I didn't realize how much trouble Universe 6 was in until I saw the fight against Dispo, and when I also saw that Kale and Caulifla weren't able to fight. But let me know your thoughts on Universe 6 in the Tournament of Power, and what you think their fate will ultimately be in this entire huge universal bout. And I'm curious to hear all of the things that you guys have to say. So with everything else said, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always said, have a great day, guys.